Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. So we've got this 89 Chevrolet Corvette here. It's got the big 5.7 in it and a 6-speed. Yeehaw! And it's been sitting in storage for 4 years, not running at all. So the guy finally decided to get it out and ditch the car, you know, get something that you can actually drive and that he wants to drive. So what happened is he started it up, it ran really poorly, you know, kind of skipping, bucking. It's kind of what you'd expect with, you know, 4-year-old gas. So then he went and borrowed a dealer plate from somebody because the thing's not on the road. He went out and just, you know, just piss pounded this thing all over town and said it started running really good. He was like happy with it and thinking about not getting rid of it and blah, blah, blah. And then he went to somewheres and shut the key off. And the rest is history. She came in on a flatbed. Well, that sounds all too familiar with anybody who watches the SMA videos. Back in the archive, we did another Chevy Corvette with the same engine, and I believe the same year, except that had the, you know, weak sauce automatic in it. It was that white one. I think that was in 89 or 90 or something, 87, I don't know. It was a C4 body style. But you remember, right, that car ran fine cold. It would start cold, and the guy had the same exact symptom. You know, he went to the Walmart or wherever, shut it off, and no beans, baby, she was done running. That car had shorted out fuel injectors. So, same symptoms, same car, same engine. We're gonna cut right to the chase. We're gonna do some current ramping right at the fuse box. The car has sat out here all day. I did start it up. It runs like crap. It skips and bucks, and you know, it's like it would barely start. So I hope it starts again so we can do this. But it's a group fired injection system. So you've got 4 injectors on each side. They all fire at the same time. You know, per bank. You know what they call group fired. That's not individual sequential fuel injection. It just sprays the gas and hopes for the best. You know, that type of system. So pretty old school. But these injectors are notorious for going bad, or what they call them, the Multec injectors or whatever they call them. I don't keep track of all the particulars, but like I say, we've seen this before, so we're gonna skip right to it and see what we see. All right, so we're right here in the passenger side where the fuse panel is. There should be a couple fuses in here, hopefully, for injection, according to the wire diagram. So here they are. We got injector number 2. We got this 10 amp. And I've got these little jumper leads. So we're going to take our fuse, plug it into our jumper lead. Then we're going to plug this into the fuse box, and then this will give us a loop to stick our amp clamp on. Okay, so we're going to shove this right in the female terminals on the fuse box. So that's injection number 2. Whoa! This here's injection number 1. What the thunder was that, Hannah?
A truck.
Oh, sweet. And this here's number 2, and we'll make the same loop with this. We'll shove this in. So we've got pretty much bank 1 and bank 2. So now we've got essentially 2 loops that will throw our current clamp on to get our current ramping for the injectors. Now, instead of going into the whole in-depth on this, I'll put links to the other video that we did showing, you know, some current ramp testing and stuff like that. The only difference in the first video, we never tested it at the fuse box. So what we'd expect to see here, because they're all fired at the same time, essentially we're going to have 4 times the amperage of a single injector. Now, if one injector is shorted, this whole waveform is going to be, you know, shorted. So we expect to see this nice steady build up, you know, until it peaks, and then, you know, when the injector fires, or when the injector's turned off rather, you know, it goes back to zero amps, and then just, you know, a nice steady ramp with a little dip in it you know, where the pintle actually opens. You can actually see that event on a good injector waveform. And I think we really demonstrated that good in the other Corvette video that we did. So I'll grab our scope, we'll hook onto this, we'll see what we see, and then we'll take our diagnosis from there. Alright guys, so I've got our current clamp all set up here, and it's sitting in the driver's seat. We're gonna see if it starts. I don't know if it will because it was running really, really poorly. In either case, we should be able to grab some current ramping information. The guy did confirm that it was a fuel delivery issue. He actually told me it needed a fuel pump. He's got this little guy here. This is a fuel pump cover or something for the back. This here, he's already got it taken off, so it would be easier for us to change the fuel pump. And I guess if you gave it a little spritz of the good stuff, it would start. So, but I'm not suspecting any problems with the fuel pump because I can hear it when it turns on. But I am suspecting some big time injector problems. So let's see. Hopefully we got this going the right way. All right, go ahead and crank it, Hannah, see if it starts. So we'll we'll try it again. Okay, go ahead. Alright, just a second, I'm not getting any, that's because we got our scope on stop instead of record. Rookie mistake, common rookie mistake. Alright, Hannah, let's try this again. Alright, got my current clamp backwards. It doesn't act like it wants to start though. Okay, try it again. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. I want to capture waveform. Okay, go ahead. Alright. Well, show's over, folks. Look at that. That bank has at least one short of the injector, so it's pulling about 5 amps. We'll just zoom in on this. This is that's about the most terrible injector waveform you can get. You can see there is no current buildup. When that injector driver is turned on, it immediately, you know, spikes right out. So that's that bank. I can smell a little bit of gas or something here. Is that where you smell some funk, Hannah? Yep. So it probably has like 1 cylinder or so spraying. Okay, so that's one bank. Well, we got this facing, so that should be the same on this one. All right, let's crank it over and look at this bank, Hannah, and see what happens. Yeah, that's good. Look at that, same exact thing. So this could bone you if you didn't really know what you were looking for, because you know these waveforms look identical. You know, so if you're just doing a comparison, you know, if we didn't know better, you could really get slid that thing and mop the floor with it. But that is a bad injector waveform. Unfortunately, I think when we did the other Corvette video, I did them on my Altel, so I don't have the saved injector waveforms here. But what we can do, for sake of demonstration, just really quick, we'll go in here to the component tester. We'll see if it has, I don't know which fin this is, I don't care. Let's see, fuel systems, injector, current ramp, there it is. Let's see, gives us all that stuff. I want to see if it shows us a picture. It does show us a picture. So this is what we'd expect to see, regardless of its you know, amplitude. You know, that's what we'd expect to see. Let's see. And then they show examples here. You know, if an injector has high current flow, suspect shorter, low resistance in the injector. If injector peak is low or missing, suspect open or high resistance in injector, wiring, or driver. You know, so it's showing an open there. But this is showing the pattern essentially that we're getting. You know, absolute rubbish. But that is what we'd expect to see. Just a nice steady build up. Usually they have like a little dip in them right here where the pintle opens. So that's it, folks. What you could do at this point, or what we could elect to do, is go through and check each individual injector and see which one is shorted, which one isn't, because it's not likely that all 8 of them are shorted. There's at least one on each bank, more than likely more, because like I said, when this thing ran, it ran terrible, like maybe 4 or 5 cylinders, something like that, just barely runs. With these, you tear them apart, you just get all new injectors. That's just all there is to it. They're a pain in the neck to put injectors in. I do have a video on that, and I'll link to that. But there's nothing more here to show. This obviously has shorted injectors. I'm going to take, because I know a short video, I'm going to throw a couple other links to other videos where the current ramp is used to diagnose. I think Ivan has some of those. I may have some of those, so make sure you look in the description below. Super handy tool to have, whether you're using it on just a regular graphing meter. You don't need super fancy scope. We could have used our Autel, we could have used our Vantage, anything like that. And this works out pretty good because we don't have to really unhook anything other than taking out a fuse. That's it. We've diagnosed this. This vehicle, at the very least, needs all 8 injectors, and being that it's got 4-year-old gas in it, I'm going to highly recommend fuel filter, and the fact that we completely drained the tank and fill it up with some ethanol-free gas, so this can go back in somebody's barn and sit for another 4 years without as big of casualties here. So that's it. Google+, Facebook, check us out on those. Subscribe to our channel if you want. I wish that you would. You want to. So click the button if you haven't done that yet. And remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.